being played by people that haven't gotten to play them in a very long time. MajorGrand playing his Morphling. He hasn't gotten to play this one in, I feel like in ages. I feel like Nisha always is the one that does end up playing it lately, at least for this squad. But yeah, this time around, Nisha says, move over, Matu. I want to play Leshrac, and you're going to get to play your Morphling.
I mean, this is one of the things that has been brilliant for Secret sort of through this run, through the tournament. A lot of flexibility between their core players on where they want to lane and play the hero.
Yeah, and we're going to see how much YapzOr can actually do on the Tiny this time, because the roles are reversed, right? He's playing this Tiny for once against Crit. And we saw how much Crit was able to do with it. We're going to have to definitely watch if YapzOr can do something similar.
I mean, yeah, he's got definitely a high bar to reach. You know, that last game, Crit's opening was incredible on the Tiny. Let's see if YapzOr can do it. If there was ever a player to come close to it, though, YapzOr, he would be the one to watch.
Liking the lane setups at the moment on the side of EG, having that Batrider top. One of the matchups that Bat used to actually love playing against was the Enchantress. Back when Untouchable used to be one of the passive abilities before level 6, you were very good at her, but you still kind of aren't. The thing is, she is very speedy, but if you ever do get a couple stacks on her, she can die quite easy to a Bat. And I do like that they're putting their aggressive tri-lane down bottom. You're playing versus a Morphling. Morphling can be a little bit weak inside of the lanes. Even if you have a Treant Protector, Morph doesn't really want to play against a contested lane too much. So we'll see probably some lane swapping happening very early on, as we did see, and as Secret did see the Slark bottom with their River Ward that they placed.
And what you would imagine that EG is going to try and move in reaction to that, or will they sort of just let it be and have the farm for Arteezy down in this bottom rather than worrying about the pressure?
I think MajorGrand just kind of try to follow the bat, but I think we're probably going to see, we're probably going to see lane swaps. I think it's the more likely thing to happen, but I don't know how mad he is to being down bottom anyway.
And on the mid lane,
that ensures that Ramses gets some pretty decent stuff up top. So
we've seen some great matchups so far this series from Nisha and Abed. Now this time around, we're going to get to see Abed TA against the Nisha Leshrac. So we'll see who's able to get the edge on this one. It's all down to Nisha to land those stuns and try and find the timings to punish Abed. Otherwise, that right click of Abed will really ramp up with the refraction.
Yeah, we tend to see the TA win most of the times in this matchup, and then, you know, if Lesh gets a rotation, you can get kills with your Edict, and then, of course, once Lesh hits 6, you really bully TA to the point where she has to, I mean, she's going to be jungling probably anyway, but you bully her quite a lot. So, yeah, Arteezy, we see he's sticking down here as he's versus a Treant Protector. He's able to get those extra hits, and it's going to be MajorGrand top versus a Batrider.
Yeah, and you know, as we said, it's going to be down to YapzOr to make those moves. We saw last game how Crit was able to punish Nisha's TA in lane with those rotations. This time YapzOr, he's got to try and pull it off against Abed.
Yeah, and how much he can salvage the lanes in particular, as well as right away, since it is a Morphling top versus a Batrider, which it's the matchup they want. It's not in the place they want it though, because Morphling now has a weird position where he can get chased very far, and Batrider is already level 2. So MajorGrand, he actually can't really walk up too good into this matchup, or too well into this matchup, as YapzOr, he's just denying a full wave at least in between the tower with his pull. So level 2 on Tiny, level 1 on Morphling, and level 2 on Batrider. So yeah, Matu has to be quite careful of Ramses.
We'll see down bottom, both teams trying to play around and protect that spawn off the camp. It's not going to be the case. It will be blocked at the 2 minutes. And Puppey is trying to force back, and in fact with the impetus, Zai doing a fair bit of damage to the two of them. Arteezy still posturing aggressively, relying on the regen that Crit is providing.
Mid is just non-stop high-fiving. I think Nisha is definitely, you know, seeing that he's getting beaten a little bit here at the start.
Some great respect though between these two mid players. They've given us quite a show so far in this grand finals, and you can only expect that to continue here. Bottom lane, Arteezy off the mark there with a pounce as he tries to look towards MajorGrand. Now they're going to turn onto him aggressively, flies there with a TP in, but they cannot save Artur. Zai gets the final hit in with the impetus. A pounce too far for Arteezy, gets punished by Secret.
I think this was the right move to make. You know, I was mentioning how the Morphling, he wants to be in the matchup versus that Batrider, but because of which lane it was in, it was just too much for Matu. A lane swap, and Zai was still there for the moment so he can get the slow for them to get the kill. And now mid, you see Abed, he was playing a little bit more cautiously around that mid lane because the Tiny was missing for a moment. He doesn't want to get tossed in, and he will be protected under those trees at the moment. Yeah, but yeah, MajorGrand's still going to, I feel like he's still going to struggle to get farm down here in particular. So the lanes for him are awkward. 1-0 on the Morphling at this 3-minute mark already.
This is,
And Ramses is already level 4. What levels are Enchantress? Zai is level 3 at least, but like we mentioned, this Batrider can definitely look to set up kills pretty easily, but now with this Satyr Tormentor, a little bit of harassment coming in, and YapzOr, he wants to fix this.
Yeah. Where's that CS? Oh, there we go. That'll do it. They're getting kills, but as you say, Matu, I'm still waiting for that second CS.
He's gonna get it here. He's under tower.
Is he gonna get it?
I think so. Yeah, he's got it.
There we go.
And he's gonna get another one. Range creep.
Oh,
he's back.
He's outdoing himself here, Matu. He's in. He's got to keep that up. He's had a very, very rough start with the way that the lanes have been. He's not found the place to farm. They've got to try and set up some sort of space for this Morphling.
Like we were saying in the beginning, though, a very strong lane setup from EG, opting for this aggro tri-lane to just pressure Matumba Man, who now is getting gone on. He does have living armor. We'll be all right to back away, as he did hit level 3 for that attribute shift.
But every time he uses that waveform to escape, it's that cooldown where he can no longer approach the creep wave. He has to sit back, and it's more time where he's just going to fall further and further behind, as he's still only sitting on 4 CS at 4 minutes in.
Ooh, mid, Nisha stun off the mark. Might have been a kill if he was able to connect with that one, the Edict. A lot of damage. But he's doing good in the matchup, because I think in particular, whenever YapzOr disappears off the map, you just have to be very careful of that tiny rotation for your TA. 13 denies on the Lesh, in fact.
He's been using the stuns perfectly every time that they've tried to step up towards the creeps, Albert.
Yeah, and now he's level 5, almost level 6 on the Lesh track to level 4 TA, and that's where the matchup just completely swings. If it was just a TA versus Lesh, you'd see a bit of a better time for the TA, but now Nisha trying to take advantage of the glyph here.
If he can land this stun, he can't quite. Abed's able to sidestep it.
Fly's gonna help out his buddy mid, TP's mid, and actually salves up Abed in the meantime so that he can continue showing his face there. But yeah, Lesh about to be 6, and that's when he doesn't even need to land the stun. You just run around with Edict and with your Pulse Nova going on top of that TA. He's trying, you see Abed just auto-attacking the wave to push it in to ensure that he can't actually get dove by that level 6.
Top lane Ramses is trying to fight up against Zai. He's got a few sticky napalm stacks on him, but again, Ramses, he's got to respect the impetuses. He gets back by the tower, and he does have support back up inbound. Wyvern's around.
Is it impetuses or impeti?
Both. So this bottom lane, Matsu, it's such a rough beginning for this Morph. Still only 9 CS. You compare that to RTZ 25 and 4 in the lane, in the river. In fact, Nisha is able to run down Arbed. The Invis Rune does not save him. Nisha able to read his move with the Diabolic Edict and runs down the TA.
Oh, puppy, that's a lot of stacks coming up onto our TZ tower, though. Does switch over. See the rotation, though, now. YapzOr, they did see it coming. They had a ward. They will back away in time before the Tiny does make it in there. But that's what we're talking about, right? Level 6 Slash Strike, it's very tough for a TA to get away, even if you do have your boots. As even though you're 351 movement speed, Lesh is only like 20 movement speed behind you without boots. Batu pushing the limits.
Oh, YapzOr.
He's trying to cut off the tether.
And he's going to be able to do so, at least with it positioning. Tries to grab that Charlie. There's the toss to cancel it. YapzOr in position.
Very nicely played, the way he just was standing in between the two of them there. Zai.
And Ramses is bottling up. He's going to get on top of Zai. Zai trying for the TP out. Have they got the damage? They do. They'll punish Zai, and now he will not have a TP to return to lane with.
Mid. There's a lot of reinforcements coming.
And too many for Nisha to deal with. He'll back off. Happy with the fact that support rotation has been forced on the two of them. Maybe that will open up some space for Matu to start to find some sort of semblance of farm in that safe lane.
Oh, he's probably so happy. He's like, yes, stay off my lane. Still struggling to catch back up, though. He just missed the last hit under the tower. Matu, you can't. You need these. There you go. And as you said, Arteezy still doing just fine in his farm as he was down bottom. Same thing with TA. TA is still getting a lot of those last hits, but many of them will be jungle. And then when you do go to jungle, you kind of have to park somebody in the mid lane. That's why we see Fly. He is now come to the mid on Wyvern, just to be able to slow down the push that comes out inevitably from the Lesh when your TA is jungling. That tower will go down very quickly if you do leave. It might even just die anyway, even with the Wyvern there. As YapzOr, he's prioritizing mid.
See if they can get the wrap round. YapzOr starting to charge forward. As the Avalanche just goes for the toss on himself, Fly, rather than the toss back. And that means that Fly he's fine. And now Ahmed's going to come in and take down YapzOr, and not quite on the level of what we saw from Crit last game. YapzOr having a bit of an awkward time there in mid.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to get the toss up. I thought he would actually get the toss back onto Nisha there, but doesn't quite do it. As Nisha, he's looking to make a rotation. Wasn't able to secure the mid tower, did force the glyph though. Oof.
And still just continuing pressure onto Matu.
That broom handle, a pretty useful item actually in this matchup for Arteezy, as he can reach a little bit further to be able to hit there as Ramses.
The dive comes in. Nisha's there to help out. Ramsey's trying to firefly away, but they've got him. Secret starting to get active with their mid laner. Nisha he knows his power at the moment. Level 8. He can help push down this side lane tier 1 tower. Look at the speed it goes. With the edict, this tower just melts.
And this is a cool move too, because he already got the mid tower kind of low. I like the decision of him coming up here and then just ensuring that he can get this one too, because Glyph is not reset, so your edict will be able to bring that one down very easily.
Bottom lane, Poppy. Really gets forced out of the lane by Arteezy and Crit, as Arteezy has to pounce back, and he himself getting low. Has to be careful not to feed away any sort of kill to Matuma Man's Morph, who's slowly climbing back into it all. About 500 gold between the two carries, but Matu, he is closing that gap after a very, very tough start that was handed to him with the lane setup.
Yeah, and he hasn't died, which is the really important thing too. 0-0 and 2. And he's barely behind it all now at this point. He's pretty much tied with the Batrider. So fairly even game as well. That difference maker really just being at Nisha just at the moment for the most part with that net worth advantage.
And it is Nisha. I mean, as soon as 300 gold away from the boots to travel, he's going to continue to make these moves up and down the map. No real interest in returning to mid. He knows how strong he can be in the side lanes. Bottom lane, Arteezy tries to go forward. A toss away will separate Artor from the rest of them. They'll secure the outpost bottom.
Should be that 1-for-1, as we do have Zai up top for Secret to be able to claim it, but now they want to look to pressure Matumba a little bit more, but they don't have the same way of being able to just go to a lane and take a tower like a Leshrac does. The TA doesn't even do that either at the same rate, but Ramses, he really wants to go for him here. At least force him far out of the lane at the moment.
Yeah, not quite able to set up for the lasso with a flame break, as Matsu plays it safe, saves onto the waveform for the crucial moment to break the distance.
And Nisha does have those boots of travel now finished up on the Lesh. So just like the last game, they did opt to go for those bots very early on. He picks them up, he TP's back to base, and he will be able to TP right back out, fully sustained and being able to continue those aggressive movements as he's done. And Abed will just continue in the jungle. But it is a level 10 TA who's actually pulled an experience advantage over that Lesh. A little bit less gold, but because he's just been straight up hitting those nukes for so long, he has been able to do so.
I mean, again, a very close start between these teams. Just with the net worth slightly shifted more onto the Leshrac core, whereas obviously there's a bit of catching up still for Matuma Man to do on Secret's half, a little more evenly spread amongst EG's 3 cores. The push will come in, they'll look for another tier 1 tower, and again, not a lot that EG can do to stop this. The Splinter Blast from Fly will not put off Secret from standing their ground and continuing to take these tier 1s away from EG.
And these little bits of gold too, it helps Matumba Man a decent amount, even when he is just jungling or anything like that, this gold that does come from those towers. Finds himself a mango tree too, and he will continue to hit the jungle for the time being. While on the side of Secret 2, they can also just defend towers really nicely because they have living armor. So on the like we were mentioning, Secret just has a much easier time in the first like 20 something minutes at least to be able to defend and also push these towers down because of that Lesh and because of that tree. TA needs more items in order to be able to actually push towers. What's the item choice this time for Arteezy? All right, Arteezy's gone for the jump this time around. Looks like he wants to be running around and causing some pressure on the map and allowing his TA, allowing Abed to get that farm.
And Abed again with that Blink Dagger first pickup. He's also going to be ready. Any sort of action around towers or objectives, outposts, you can expect those TP players to come in. Ramses focusing on getting his bots done. They're all gearing up to be incredibly ready to react around this 15-minute mark.
If we learned anything from that last game, that there's more than likely going to be a big pickup in speed pretty soon. Maybe, because we also learned from the first 2 games that maybe things could just slow down completely and not a lot could happen.
We'll have a brief pause here, but looking at these first 13 minutes, I mean, do you feel that there's a team that's maybe gotten away with a bit more than they should have? Is anyone sort of coming out on top, or would you say it's still looking pretty 50-50?
I think you probably are pretty happy that Matumbaman was able to recover the way he was without even dying at all, because he was set into a really awkward position when he was level 1 for a very long time. He goes top. Ramses is level almost level 3 pretty much. We see, of course, on the screen there the Edict chasing that invis. But yeah, I think you're pretty happy if you're Secret right now, because you're getting this way to pressure the map, while EG does not have that in comparison because of this Lesh.
Now gonna have the root, but there we have the overgrowth. Puppey will cancel him, hold crit down during the tether. And there's no escape for that IO, while space continues to be made up top. Zai is going to find Ramses, has the completed hood, so now Zai, a lot harder for Ramses to make solo plays on with that boosted magic resistance.
And the Morbid Mask is finished up from Matumbaman, as we saw previously. So hitting jungle, he's fully sustained up, and that's pretty much his home for a bit of time now. Is the aggression top? It's 3 heroes Zai.
Yeah, Ramses alone can't do it, but with these,
Relo as well.
It's a man of backup. All 4 heroes beating down onto Zai. That'll do it. It's a lot of resources. He gets the job done and gets Abed a little bit of a boost in gold. The space is there in the lanes because of this move. YapzOr's now managed to finish farming his Blink Dagger. Yeah, a bit interesting. I didn't actually know he was going to relocate up there. I guess he wanted to get involved in order to just get a little bit jump of gold, because he actually has a mech already done on the IO. Wow, that's actually much faster than I thought it would have came out. It's at 14 minutes now. And down bottom they go. Drums are popped. Arteezy's in onto the tree. Puppey's trying to hide. See if there's going to be anyone coming in to help him out. TPs are coming in as Puppey's trying to juke it. YapzOr's in. Blink Dagger reveal as he jumps forward onto Crit. Crit's got the mech done though. Good amount of burst heal and his tether across. Crit's still alive. Matu's there waiting though. Has he got the burst? The adaptive strike not enough, but with the waveform it is. Matu punishes Crit, and now they can try and chase some more. The grass slowing down Ramses. He turns into the bat, knocks him back with a flame break. Smart plays from Matumbaman, securing the double.
You know, saying wow, Crit has a mech on his IO, but YapzOr also already has a Blink Dagger on the Tiny to catch them off guard there quickly. A very heads-up quick move from Secret. Is top now though. Arteezy's looking to get aggressive with the backup.
A lot of damage though through the Shadow Dance. He knows we're flying Abed. He is safe. Abed does have the blink, but with the boosted travel, Nisha a little too fast to be chased. He'll escape. Secret with those plays down bottom. The double kill from Matu has relieved the pressure from this bottom lane, and they can push back and try to start taking another tier 1 tower away from EG.
They're really starting to get a lot of momentum coming because of this tower pressure that they can just do, and EG just can't. They can't do the same type of tower pressure at all with their lineup. They need more time to be able to farm on Abed in particular so he can join.
And now they might find a kill again. Ramses has been spotted out. YapzOr's in with the blink combo. They have the damage to take him. Ramses will fall. Man. Secret, they're speeding it up to quite the pace here. 15 minutes, 5k lead now for Secret.
And they have so many different ways to make plays. With the way that they're running around, it just makes a lot of space for Matumbaman to just constantly get that farm up and almost be tied up with the Slark after having such a bad start because of the way the lanes were set up for him. EG's got to just slow down the bleeding a bit here. Ramses 1-4-1 after they did put him in that safe lane as the Batrider. He has gotten punished a couple times. He's playing a bit too over-aggressive. And you're looking at his item build too. He doesn't. It feels like it's a little awkward for him. He's actually queued up an Aether Lens after the bots.
Yeah, a little bit of a different item progression indeed for Ramses. We'll see if it's sort of having that extra reach, extra setup will be the difference maker for EG to be able to make these plays themselves. Out he goes hunting. He's going to look towards Puppey, drags him back. Zai's trying his best to help out, but Puppey's outnumbered. They're bringing Arteezy with the relocate and will secure a kill for the slot, getting Arteezy closer and closer to his diffusal blade.
Yeah, gets him an agility as well. But now Secret, they're all set up down here as soon as that relocate does end. They look like they wanted to get aggressive as well. We see this time as well, Nisha, he actually did find himself a Dragon Scale. Pretty good item on the Lesh. Any type of armor you can get on this hero because the way he built up, he doesn't have that natural built-in armor beside his talent. This helps a lot versus Slark and TA.
Now, Secret, they're happy with the way that they've managed to make this game look very nice for Matumbaman. He's got a lot of space to work with now, considering the way the rest of his team are moving across the map aggressively. And they know until that diffusal blade's on Arteezy, there won't be too much of an interest from EG to take fights themselves. But once that diffusal blade is done, you can certainly expect to see the relocates get even more aggressive. At the moment, they've been only looking for plays on their half of the map. Once they have that extra bit of offensive potential, they'll be looking for those pickoffs on Secret side.
Secret doing a good job though. Like, look at the way that they're split up. They're always keeping one person near each other. Right now, EG, they still need more time to farm. They do have the Fusel Blade though. Maybe this might be the thing that allows them to kick that action, like you're saying. I see Zai as well in the mid lane.
Blink Dessa done as well on Arbed, so both cores, they've got a lot of physical burst. If they can get in, and they're going to go for it straight away, immediately. These two huge offensive iron pickups at 18 minutes in mean that if they find anyone alone, they will be able to break them down in a matter of seconds.
They need to try to get some type of tower because their map control is just really starting to get quite weak, so they are starting to go for this, but immediately, Secret, they're identifying it. They're going into the Roche pit. It's seen by EG, though. They don't have a trap in the pit, but they have a River Ward watching all of Secret walk inside of there. And with the Untouchable, they shouldn't lose too much HP while tanking this one.
EG's starting to TP over. Already they have the Wyvern in range. It's not an incredibly fast Roshan, so there's definitely time for EG to react if they want to.
Tough one to contest though. The TA, Abed, I don't believe he really wants to get involved into any type of fights until he has a BKB, because playing versus Lash, playing versus Tree, you walk into the fight as TA and you're just going to die because they have so many easy ways to break your refraction and just get on top of you. So I don't think they can contest this one.
Yeah, the decision has been made. No interest from EG to go for that. They'll let Secret take it. So now Nisha can play even more aggressive than he has been already. Having that second life. Now, EG, they'll certainly struggle to bring him down the 2 times if that backup's there from the rest of his team. There's a Blink Dagger picked up by Puppey. An extra way to allow setup to occur. And in back towards mid, Nisha, it finds himself trying to come out on a solo dewarding mission. It costs him his life.
He gets the D-ward though. He gets the gold at least. But yeah, does pay with his life. They do have some good vision, so we're going to see Arteezy as well as Craig continue to push down bottom, but you still see Secret playing quite confidently. Even Puppey still continue to pressure toward top. And they will have actually the bots from the Lesh up toward top too, so tier 2. Immediately getting gone on.
And again,
still no glyph.
They're not choosing to react to this. They won't react to Roche, they won't react to the tier 2s. They want to make sure that they're fully kitted out before they turn up.
It really does feel super hard to fight into a Lash without BKBs on both these heroes. Like Slark does have a lot of sustain coming in from the IO, which could allow him, and he's tanky because he has all these, Ironwood Tree plus Pupil's Glyph giving him this extra bonus HP. But either way, it does seem like they're just a little bit hesitant because of how much damage that Lash really does do, and they can't play around it too easily without BKB. We see the supports on Secret too. They're farming very hard. Blink Dagger, as we mentioned on Yaps earlier, but Puppey even, he now has a Blink too. So when those BKBs do come out, they're going to be prepared for it with Puppey. He's going to be able to just blink in, get the overgrowth follow-up to at least control them during it. It's looking tough for EG to really make moves of their own rather than having to just make these reactive moves with the way that they have itemized. It definitely feels hard for Ramses to really do anything because of that itemization in particular.
It has been an excellent start for Team Secret this game. Matsu, he's hitting the timings. He's ready to go towards that E-Blade. Once he has that after the Manta, he's going to be very hard for EG to lock down. Yeah,
it's definitely feeling like things are coming together for Secret. EG, they just need a little bit more time before they can look to contest what Secret's brought to the table, especially when there's an Aegis too. Oh, he has the Dragon Scale and Bat Rider too. Works with your sticky napalm, right? That's one of the cool interactions that I think we've seen. I'm not sure if they changed that one recently, but it used to work. Buffs it up a little bit. It's not massive or anything like that, but small little gains. The armor is probably the most important thing about it, but...
On top lane, Fly. He did show himself. Nisha, nearly making the correct call, but Fly is already out.
You can see how confident Secret's playing on the map, looking to constantly make these plays. EG, they're playing mostly around their triangle still with Abed until he has BKB. Same thing with Arteezy. He's playing actually on the opposing side of the map until he has his. And they're both getting close. So that's probably the time where we're going to see a smoke come out from them. But it's still going to be about 1 minute and 45 seconds or so left on Secret's Aegis. And they're also keeping up in the farm very well with their heroes, with the Morphling as well as Lesh majorly taking that farm.
And do you think for EG, this is how they should be approaching the game right now? There's no need to try and take that map control away from Secret. You sort of got to let them do what they're doing right now with the lead that they have, rather than trying to throw bodies at them.
I think it's just too risky. Without BKB, like we were mentioning, versus Lesh Strike, versus this just so much damage that comes out from Lesh, Tiny, Morphling, like these heroes, it's just too much of a risk if you do make a play without those on your two cores into this Aegis because of how much of an advantage Secret has gotten already with their items.
Yeah, I mean, Secret, they're just making all the right moves, all the right plays, taking objective after objective. They are really, really punishing the fact that the EG do not want to fight. They are not letting EG sort of get away with this passiveness at all. Every single time that there's a lane to be shown in, they have heroes in it. All three lanes Secret are utilizing, and they're growing this lead slowly but surely.
They want to look to get maybe involved down bottom a little bit here. Nisha does have the Bloodstone now finished up, and he's actually found crit.
He has. He's onto him here. The setup's there. They've got the stun control, and they have ample amounts of damage. No chance for crit to tether out of this one. As Matu and Nisha, they are becoming some incredible beasts right now. Every single kill that he's involved in, that E-Blade becomes closer and closer. Once that's there, they are going to be able to pop this IO so quickly.
It's just hard for them. Like I said, it's really tough for EG to really make their own aggressive plays with the way that their heroes are set up. Like the Batrider doesn't have a Blink Dagger to initiate. The Wyvern is your probable only way to set things up with a curse, but it is still quite hard for them to do so, as now the Aegis does get reclaimed, and I believe they do have those double BKBs finished. So maybe this is where we're going to see EG finally look to smoke and try to catch something here. But as you mentioned too, Secret's playing in all three lanes. So all three lanes are pushed in constantly. So it is even harder for them to make moves because it'll be obvious.
They start to slowly shift their attention towards the top half of the map, EG, but Secret, they have numbers. They have three heroes here ready to go, and they're strong ones as well. Nisha on the front lines. He's going to try and start this off with the stun. In they go onto Arteezy. He's got to pop the Shadow Dance to the TP. But he's got too much damage. Did he not? He's dead. And now Nisha, he can just step over to another. Crit's gone as well.
Uh-oh.
And he had BKB, didn't he, Arteezy?
He did.
He just didn't want to use it. He goes for the greedy Shadow Dance TP play without using his BKB. He's going to die every single time. At least Arbe gets the memo. He will pop his BKB and TP out to safety.
I think he thought the crit was going to be able to get the tether mech off onto him to keep him sustained, at least to not die to that pull stone. But that's why we see the Lesh picked. We've seen it picked quite a lot of times versus that slot. That damage, it is quite overwhelming. I mean, if you do pop that Shadow Dance. And now it's a level 19 Lesh, so you have max Pulse Nova, 17 Bloodstone charges. Ooh.
Down bottom, Puppey again with the setup, jumps forward with the overgrowth. Ramsey's caught outside of the base. They're trying to use the curse out, but there's too much burst from this morph right now. Matu with his E-Blade online, just pops another, takes another tower. Secret, they've taken all out the towers right now. It's 25 minutes in, they're ready to go high ground. They know that EG is going to struggle to hold a defense.
Yeah, it's full control by them at this point. And like you said, E-Blade on the Morphling too, on top of this Slash Track who's already so immensely farmed. EG, how are they going to fight back here when they have no real forms of initiation?
They're trying for some sort of a wraparound here, EG, but they've got to do it quickly. The racks are falling. Arteezy, how can he come in on this? He starts to go forward with the Dark Pact already. He's forced out the BKB, jumps towards Matu, goes towards Nisha. Nisha's deep with the Bloodstone heal and the Living Armor, keeps him safe. Crypt will be able to tether back to safety, but they got in and they got the melee rack Secret. It's now an 11k lead, and EG, they were just unable to fight them, even with these BKBs.
It's getting out of hand. They have no ways to actually control or no way to start the fight. I feel like them not having like I mean, it's weird because like the Batriders, we don't really see them build the blink too often, but it really feels like in this game they can't make moves without him having a blink, because it's just like, what's Fly supposed to do as the Wyvern? Well, Fly has to set up everything with a curse. It just doesn't seem possible like this at the moment, and he's still going to be going for that BKB, which feels like it's almost necessary at this point because of how much damage Secret does. But how are they ever going to catch anybody to kill them? It really doesn't seem like how do you kill the Morphling without a lasso grabbing him? It's impossible. And he's just going to continue to get this free farm as well as the other cores on the side of Secret. EG.
And it's just, you know, with EG being this far behind, it's so hard, even with the BKBs, because it's very easy for Secret to sort of scare the BKB charges out of them.
Yeah, and
because you die so quickly. If you're not ready to commit it early, this Nisha Matu combo, it will blow you up in a matter of seconds, and there's no amount of healing that Crit can do at the moment to keep you alive.
Yeah, and it's so much burst damage, and they have different forms of initiation because both of those support heroes did rush the Blink Dagger. Not only just rushing Blink, but they also have Force Staffs too, right? So if somebody does get committed on by, let's say, a Pounce, they have a force on the Tiny, they have a force on the Enchantress as well to protect each other and bail each other out of a bad scenario that could happen. Yeah, Secret just making all the right moves, and EG just doesn't feel like they have any moves that they can make with what they've been given after this laning phase, after these last 15 plus minutes or so. That's been just dominant for Secret.
I mean, EG, they are poking a little bit, but it's so hard to do so. Nisha, with these bots, he can make so much space just pushing out lanes and being able to still turn up to the action. Roshan will respawn, as this is going to be a point. I mean, we saw last time EG, they just let Secret take the Aegis. I don't know if they can get away with doing that another time, because Secret with an Aegis, they'll be ready to just push up to the high ground and end the game.
This is definitely going to be where they're playing around for the most part here. But Secret just, yeah, they're just pulling further ahead, and I feel like their items just do quite a bit more than the side of EG. Even when they do pick up, let's say this, I mean, the Bastion, the Nullifier that could be coming pretty soon in the TA, it really does feel like Secret already have, like, they have ways to solve it, because they're not going to be locked down during anything. There's no real disables that are coming out from EG. There's no stuns. It's just a lasso and a curse to be able to hold targets down for anybody to stick onto.
I mean, Matsumaman and Nisha have just, they played it so well. The amount of farm that they found on this map without EG being able to do anything has been incredible. BKB forced out by Ramses.
Fully defensive BKB, though, as he gets cold embraced, and now he has to back away. They're going to start walking into that Roche pit at least a tiny bit to threaten and take out that trap.
Still not quite ready to go for it with EG being all 5 alive. Secret want to try and take a fight before they do go in. They know that there's no way that EG themselves can head a bit while Secret's up.
The range rack's just dead.
They are losing the racks to the creeps.
The enchanted range creep, look at that, plus 70 damage. Look at putting it work right there.
My goodness, I mean, the EG, they weren't ready for that one. Sure, it's just a range rack, but it's still a range rack. So it's money, it's extra lane pressure that's now going to be in favor of Secret, and EG, they weren't there to defend it. Understandably, they are focused still around this pit. They know that they cannot let Secret get away with this Roshan. But doing so is sort of tunnel vision them away from other objectives being lost across the map.
And we do see Zai is actually using his enchant to the fullest. He keeps grabbing creeps. Look at this Centaur creep. That is a 2,300 HP Centaur just walking in to give them information constantly. I love that he's actually using, I haven't seen too many people actually using the enchant a lot of the times, because it's 2 minutes now at max duration. So it does give them a lot of scouting information, and even if he wants to push side lanes with it, it hits hard because of that plus 70 damage on top of the plus HP.
And they're going to start to poke at this. Shap's always looking for the grab, but Ramses' BKB's back online. He commits it. RTG trying to step forward, but the Centaur from Zai stuns the Slug, holds him back. And again, it's another BKB usage of Ramses that EG, they're not able to do anything with. Secret, they're pushing and holding EG outside of the pit, and they're just going to start taking it underneath their noses. They know how strong they are right now, Secret.
Yeah.
Jumping again. Yapso looking for the burst. Ramses getting nuked down low. The follow-up's there for Nisha. He steps forward. A cold embrace will heal him up. They've got enough damage though with the impetus. Ramses is dead and gone. 50 seconds, no bat.
And while they're doing this in the Roche, look at mid lane. Zai actually cuts the whole wave, drags it to bottom with his enchanted creep, so now a catapult is actually pressing a little bit in the mid lane. It's causing a distraction. EG, they can't contest this Roche anymore, especially losing the Batrider.
There's too many things that EG's having to deal with. They cannot juggle them all around. They're going to lose objectives. They're going to lose Roshan. It's taken. Secret, they'll get Aegis onto Matsumaman. As Secret, they are just messing with EG to the fullest. As EG, they just look like they don't quite know what to do in this situation.
It doesn't feel like, it really doesn't feel like they can do anything because they have no way to initiate a fight. It's been the last I won't say 70, it's been about the last 15 minutes now where Secret has had full dominance. EG hasn't gotten a kill. Their last kill they got was
they're going to focus Matsu with the Winter's Curse. RTG's on top of them, starting to get some of the stats built up. They're popping the ones. They have taken the Aegis crit, protected for now by Fly with the cold embrace as EG will look to push them back. Then second life, they get the silence. The lasso, they kill them off the second time, EG, and now they're going to chase for more. The sticky daypole, throw them down, knock back with the flame break, but Arbed will turn his attention towards Nisha. He's just running in. He's killing them all off with the magical damage. RTG has to bounce back defensively. They do not have the damage to bite through this armor. This Leshrac, he's too tanky for EG to deal with.
Clutch hit by TA. Clutch Mindbreaker. He gets the hit off on the Morphling immediately when he comes back up. Don't believe he gets the attribute shift off at all. And they do get that kill because of it. It does force a buyback though from Crit, which is still quite painful. And now
He
Ramsey's
stepped forward, maybe feeling a little too confident after that kill that they got on the Morph. He didn't expect them to still be around. I mean, sure, they've lost to Morphling, but Secret are still at such a lead that they do not need the full 5-man to find kills like this. They're going to charge straight back towards the base, force forward into the blink. Yapso's going to be able to get the toss back into the hands of Zai. Fly will go for the self-caught embrace. Arteezy now they're trying to help out. They'll jump onto Yapso. Yapso forces away, breaks the bound. They get the hold with the overgrowth, and he's just dying to the illusions. And Zai, he kills another. As EG, they're down to 3. Arbed has to blink away. Secret back up to the high ground, and they'll look to take this second set of racks. The buyback's forced out. Fly is back in the game. They have the fortification. But Secret just continuing this pressure and forcing EG to react in ways that it's making it harder and harder for EG to really get themselves back in this game. The lead still confidently held. It's an 18k lead from Secret, and then still knocking on the doors of EG.
Yeah, 18k gold lead. What is it? It's a 15,000 experience lead, and we are seeing 95 to 5% right now, it seems, for EG, and it feels like that. It doesn't feel like they can. I mean, they got a very thankful kill on the Morphling there of Matu because of that Mindbreaker. But that's just, he was playing super confidently up, and they just got a very good advantage because of it, because he just didn't seem to know that it was coming. Now they're trying to catch more. But again, their initiations are so difficult.
And they're making this play with Arbed still having 6k gold in the bank.
Yeah, that's some.
Queuing up the Hex, but this is a bit of an ambitious smoke to make into a team. I mean, you're already 19k down. Without that 6k spent, you're effectively at much more than that behind this team that you're trying to fight into. And now go over to the shop. Did he pick up anything? We'll see in a second. They're going to go for this. Zai, he's the focus, but already the nuke's there. The curse is out for the setup. They'll start to get some of the hits off onto the Morphling. Crit comes across. He's been caught embraced, but the last of Zai is killing him off. They get the Morph. It's a big kill for EG. Can they get more out of this? Crit keeping Arteezy at full health. Finally, Yapso's able to pop the IO, and with the BKB worn off, Arteezy has to retreat. Pounces down to the low ground. Ramsey throws his body in to try and draw attention away from the rest of the team. Secret, they're trying to chase, but already the rest of EG will escape.
They're doing a good job of at least addressing Matumba, man, but the amount of things that they're having to throw on him to bring him down, it's everything. It's the curse, and then they have to follow up with the lasso immediately on top of like a Mindbreaker hit to ensure that they can bring him down. And because of that, Nisha's just able to run rampant inside of the fight with Zai, just constantly pumping out that damage.
And it's going to be a lot harder for EG to sort of get away with this. You now see loads of swords being picked up by Puppey and Yapso. Yep. They've got these additional ways to protect Matumba Man and make sure that EG, even when they do commit everything onto him, there's going to be a lot of potential to save him and turn the fights around.
And even like the Lincolns too. I think now Zai also has a Lincolns on top of Nisha's. So we saw the Winter's Curse on top of that lasso. Now it's going to be guarded completely. We saw it, of course, get reflected, and that's why Ramsey's got held in place. But there's going to be so many different ways to protect each other now on the side of Secret.
Back up they go. Arteezy taking a huge amount of damage from the two of them as he starts to step forward. Nisha just resumes work, bringing down these barracks. The range racks will fall. They'll turn towards the melee. EG with just the 3 of them alive. What can they do to push them back? Arteezy tries to lead in. The Linkers will be popped. He gets him with a pounce on the side, but a force gets Zai back to safety. The bash there onto Nisha, but still there isn't quite the damage. He gets thrown up into the air. BKB looking for the lasso. They get it, but the Lotus again. It keeps him there. It's lassoed in place. Arteezy has to buy back. Fly uses the curse to try and set up for something as Arteezy is moving back over. Yapso's in. The burst from Matu secures a second double kill for the Morph. A second buyback out from EG. A Secret, they push on. They'll finish this second set of racks. It's a 26k lead, and EG, they just cannot deal with Secret right now.
They just have to commit too much to try to go for a single kill. How are the BKBs looking on the side of EG? They still have Arteezy's up at the moment. TA and Bat Rider on cooldown.
Wants to start something with that BKB, though he's not getting a lot done. Again, Matu just combos down Crit immediately. Quick on without buyback. A second kill for Zai as Arbed will buy back inside of the fountain. He's getting hit by the impetus. His Ramses, he's healed up, but they'll wait it out. They'll kill him off. A double kill for Matu as he's now dead for 85. They'll go towards the Mega. It's over. GG is called. Game 4 goes the way of Secret and brings the series to a 2-2. And we've seen it already once from Secret before this series.